Why the Carolina Panthers will win the Super Bowl in 2019? Make sure to stay tuned to find out. What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports Max, you guys, with another video. In this video, I'm continuing my series talking about why every NFL team will win the Super Bowl in 2019. In this video, I'm talking about why the Carolina Panthers will win the Super Bowl in 2019. Now, before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Upload NFL videos and NFL content daily. And also make sure to follow me on my social media pages. My Instagram and Twitter is JT_Sports_. Link to my social media pages are down in the comment section and description down below. And also make sure to join my fantasy football league. It is on the ESPN app. If you guys want to go join my fantasy football league, it will be pinned down in the comment section down below. So you just click the link, create your team and stuff like that, and you're already in. And the draft will be on August 24th. So why the Carolina Panthers win the Super Bowl in 2019? This Carolina Panthers team looks very, very impressive. Last season, Norv Turner, offensive coordinator, first year being the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. Everybody expected that Norv Turner was going to be able to improve and make Cam Newton a more efficient and accurate quarterback. And that's what he did. Cam Newton passed for 3,295 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and completed 67.9% of his passes, which was the highest completion percentage that Cam Newton has ever had in his career by a landslide. He also had his second highest QBR that he has had in his career since 2015 as well. So now with Norv Turner coming back for his second year as the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers, and Cam Newton, now he should be back healthy from that shoulder problem that he had that's been bothering him for last season. This Carolina Panthers team could end up surprising a lot of people. And I really legitimately think that this Carolina Panthers team could legit win the Super Bowl. You got Cam Newton, you got a true number one wide receiver, and a guy like a DJ Moore. DJ Moore came on a little bit later on in the season, and we didn't really see a lot of him and a lot of the flashes that he had because Cam Newton ended up suffering that injury, and then they sat Cam Newton out for the rest of the season, and then DJ Moore's numbers weren't the same as like they were when Cam Newton was playing. But now that DJ Moore is going to be going into his second year of the NFL, and now Cam Newton is going to be back fully healthy, DJ Moore, he's going to be in for a pretty big season. I think a lot of people are sleeping on DJ Moore. I legitimately think that he is the best number one wide receiver that the Carolina Panthers have had since Steve Smith a couple of seasons ago. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like Kelvin Benjamin and Delvin Funchess and stuff like that, but I think DJ Moore is better than what those guys were when they were number one wide receivers for the Carolina Panthers. So also, you also have Greg Olsen. He's going to be back fully healthy. He's been Cam Newton's number one target for the last couple of seasons now when he's able to stay healthy now. So Greg Olsen and DJ Moore, they're going to be a very big part of that receiving core for the Carolina Panthers this season. Then also you got the other tight end, the backup tight end behind Greg Olsen on the tight end number 2. You got Ian Thomas as well. He's not too shabby. He's pretty solid as well. Then we look at the offensive line. I think this offensive line is going to be really, really solid. You got left tackle Greg Little. I think he's going to end up starting at that left tackle position. You got Greg Van Roten, you got center Matt Pratis, who they got in free agency from the Denver Broncos. And I think that's a really big free agency signing because he's one of the better centers in the NFL. And when you look at some of the top 5 offensive lines in the NFL, they always, most of the time, have a good center or one of the better centers in the game. Like we think about the Dallas Cowboys, they got Travis Frederick. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they got one of the Pouncey twins. The LA Chargers, they got the other Pouncey brother. Then you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they got Jason Kelsey. So the best offensive lines in the game have some of the best centers in the game. So I think Matt Pratis is going to end up improving that offensive line by a pretty good bit. You also got right guard Trey Turner. Then you got right tackle Darrell Williams. I think this offensive line is going to be pretty solid and holding up in pass protection for Cam Newton this season. Then we got to talk about Christian McCaffrey. Mr. Do-It-All, Mr. Make It Happen. Christian McCaffrey last season in 2018 had 1,098 rushing yards. He had 107 receptions, also had 867 receiving yards, had 6 receiving touchdowns and 7 rushing touchdowns. So this guy does it all for Carolina. He's also a very good halfback, running the ball. He can do things. He can line up, catch passes as well. So he basically is in that same discussion as Evan Kamara in terms of what they're able to do all around, all-purpose backs. He opens up this Carolina Panthers offense. He gives them a receiving target. He's also a good running back as well. And he's going to be, I think he's going to be in for a very, very big 2019 season. I think we could see Chris McCaffrey ended up having over 2,000 yards of all-purpose yards or more. He might end up breaking the all-purpose yards record this season. I don't know what that record is. I forgot who holds the record, but Chris McCaffrey could end up having a big season for the Carolina Panthers. And really, with the improvement of this offensive line, he's going to be in for an even better season when it comes to running the football as well. And also in terms of what he's able to do, catching the football at the backfield, he's also going to be pretty solid in that department as well. Now we got to move on to the defense side of the ball. A lot of people are really, really high on this Carolina Panthers front seven. They have one of the better front sevens in all of football. You got Bruce Irvin, you got Dontari Poe, you got Gerald McCoy, who they got when he got released by Tampa Bay. You got Brian Burns, who they drafted in this year's NFL draft out of Florida State. You also got linebacker Shaq Thompson. You got Luke Kuechly, who is regarded by most people as the best middle linebacker in all of the NFL. So they have a very good front seven. And also the cornerbacks, I really like Dante Jackson a lot. I thought he had a really solid season last year for the Carolina Panthers. You also got James Bradbury as well. Then you got Eric Reed, who they picked up somewhere in the season last year, who was a pretty solid fill-in for the Carolina Panthers. I think he's going to be pretty solid at one of those safety spots back there for the Carolina Panthers. And that secondary, the secondary was pretty much their biggest flaw on the defense side of the ball. I think their secondary should be much more improved than how it was last season. Dante Jackson, he should be a lot better going into this season. He was pretty solid last year. I think he's going to end up taking another big step in 2019. And this whole entire Carolina Panthers team, I think this Carolina Panthers team is very solid. They're very good up front on both sides of the football. The question is, can Cam Newton stay healthy? Every time that Cam Newton stays healthy, the Carolina Panthers most of the time end up making the playoffs, and they are legitimately Super Bowl contenders because Cam Newton, in my opinion, I think Cam Newton is a top 10 quarterback. What this guy does run the football, what he does passing the football as well. He's also improved as a passer like we saw last season with North Turner. He's more efficient, more accurate as well. You also got DJ Moore in there as well. So this Carolina Panthers team can legitimately win the Super Bowl and compete in this NFC South division because you got the Atlanta Falcons there, you got the New Orleans Saints there, you got Tampa Bay Buccaneers there. So I think Carolina can legitimately compete in that NFC South division. All the teams in that division have their flaws and weaknesses. With Carolina, a big question about Carolina is the secondary. Big question about New Orleans is Michael Thomas going to be able to stay healthy? Also, that defense was really up and down last season as well. They don't really have a lot of consistency there. Then the Atlanta Falcons, can they stay healthy? That's always a big part. When you talk about the Atlanta Falcons, they're also starting 2 rookies on that offensive line as well. So that might be something that Carolina can take advantage of since they have a very good front seven, a very good defensive line. Then Tampa Bay, we already know how terrible their defense was last year. They gave up points left, right, here and there. Big plays over here, big plays over there, deep pass plays, big run plays. It's just Tampa Bay's defense wasn't that good last season, but this season it's going to be a little bit of a question because they're a lot younger. So this Carolina Panthers team can legitimately win this division, and plus since they're very good up front, I think when you look at a lot of teams, the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, they were pretty good last year because of how good they were up front. So if you have a very good team in the trenches, then you're most likely going to end up going to the playoffs. And that's what Carolina has. They have a very solid offensive line, and their defensive line is probably one of the most underrated defensive line groups in all of the NFL. So as long as Carolina is able to win the trenches, they can legitimately make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this year, because having a good front seven is going to open up a lot of opportunities. Having a good front seven when it comes to rushing the passer is going to make it life easier for the cornerbacks on the outside as well. So having a good front seven on the defensive side of the ball just does a lot. Then Luke Kuechly, we already know what he does one of the better linebackers in coverage, run stopping as well. So those are the reasons why I think Carolina will win the Super Bowl in 2019. So let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.